One thing that we are taught in the very beginning of our journey with puppeteering is to make them seem very alive. There are elements that you probably wouldn't really notice when you're just looking at us or looking at the puppet of breathing. We give them a little bit of a breath throughout our arm and our wrist just to make them seem like they're alive and they're there. If you have an inhale, you make the puppet inhale with you, and it's matching everything that you would do with your own human emotions, but somehow physicalizing it within a puppet, which is all just a little more exaggerated. If I'm sad, I might look down, but the puppet's really gonna look down, and you'll know because that's the feeling that the puppet is emoting to you. Anything to add from any other puppeteers?
Well, what I found interesting when I was learning the sort of Avenue Q style, when you're puppeteering normally and the puppeteer wouldn't be in view of the audience, you wouldn't be thinking too much about what my body or my face was doing. I'd be looking at the puppet, focused on whatever my hand is doing. Mm-hmm. But being on stage with the character, you have to sort of split your focus, and you can't really look at the puppet because you're also sort of a character in the scene. You have to be present and be connecting with your scene partner. So there's a lot of like muscle memory that comes into play because your hand has to kind of be able to do its own thing, and your puppet has to be looking where it's supposed to be looking, but you can't be looking at the puppet to make sure it's doing that. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of time spent in the mirror figuring out, okay, this is where like the puppet looks best. This is how I know he's looking over there, he's looking over here, he's upright.
While still maintaining doing that yourself.
Exactly.
So
While
the puppet is kind of an image of you.
Yeah. It's a super like dual performance that kind of goes on. But the longer you do it, the more second nature it becomes.
And I think what helps with that is that the humans interact with the puppets also. The humans don't interact with us, the puppeteers. They're looking at the puppets, and the puppets are looking back at them. So it's weird you like go through a whole show without really ever having made eye contact with other people.
It's a lonely 2 hours.
And when you do, it's like, what did I mess up? Like,
right.
What
I
went wrong
just
here?
did. I was not in the show for about 2 weeks, and I just went and did a show somewhere else very quickly. And I had a couple interactions with people on stage, and they would look at me, and I'd be like, what's going on? Why is anyone looking at me on stage? Right? It was very strange. I was like, why are you making eye contact with me? And then I was like, oh, right. Yes, I don't have a puppet right now.